I wanted to ask Drew some core competency stuff, some about weed, obviously. That seems to be your expertise. So what do we not know about yet? They got all these new THCs, all the THCA, the THCB, C, D, E, all the way through Z. Like what's the next thing? What's on the horizon?
So I'm gonna say, because of your sponsor, you probably don't want my opinion on some of the the newer stuff that's been coming about. So I will not give my honest opinion on that. But for the future, the main thing I see really popping off is hash rosin. Like with the vapes, like in the real weed scene, when you guys start seeing the real hash rosin cartridges, that is going to be an absolute game changer. Because when you can actually smoke a cartridge and it tastes like you're smoking a joint with that real flowery, nice terpene taste, that's when it is game changing.
Isn't that what live resin is? Like can't you?
Kinda. So like live resin is definitely a more terpy version of like extract, but hash rosin or like dry hash rosin is like a really crazy technique that even I kind of struggle to fully understand. But you have to like wash the flour with like ice, and then you've got to squish it. It's pretty crazy.
Interesting. Yeah, I always find it fascinating how many different ways they're able to derive a high out of the same goddamn plant. And at some point, I'm wondering how much of it is this a new way to make money and market, because fucking dabs get me ripped. If I was in a legal state, that's what I would be smoking. I would have a ball. I'd have a fucking ball of goo. I want my ball of goo to be like levitating or something. You know what I mean?
You just
I want a tablespoon. I want a spoon that's at the perfect temperature.
Buy like a levitating jar. No cap. You can actually buy that now.
Yeah. I've seen them. That's what I'm saying. I want a little electromagnetic thing or whatever. I want to levitate that shit. That's what I would smoke. And I can't imagine anything more potent than that. And if there were, I don't know if I'd want to try it. I smoked that, or rather I vaped, I guess, or I did it in a dab rig, that 99.9% shit in Illinois months and months ago. It wasn't that strong. I wasn't blown away by that. Like, that didn't knock my socks off.
When you have extracts, right, you got to think about it like say you do a dab, and before you were having live resin and it was like 85%, right? And you've stuck that dab on there. Okay, you get something that's 99% and you stick that on there. Well, if the size difference is different by that 15%, it's going to feel the exact same when you hit it. Because
I did a big ball of that shit, man. It was like $180 for like, it was maybe a tiny amount. It was like triple the amount of anything else. I paid an exorbitant amount of money for like the tiny amount of what. And the scary part is it's white crystals. I don't want to be smoking white crystals.
I don't want white crystals.
But there I am in my Airbnb with a propane torch and a bowl of white crystals, smoking them up.
Yeah, I don't want to turn weed into a sketchy drug.
Hey, they did it.
The thing is, you agree, right? That it's flavorless. The 99% one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird.
It's like vodka. Tastes like the way that vodka is tasteless. It was just burn and high.
It's strange. I don't like that. Like I kind of want to mix it with something that has a bit of flavor. So that
do you what are they called, spliffs or whatever? Where you throw tobacco in? Do you do that? I know that's big over there.
It is big over here, but no, I don't.
That's because they don't have enough weed, right? Like, that's not because that's tasty or a good idea.
It's not even that. I straight up, the reason everyone does it over here is because like all the dealers, they try and make that like a thing, like it's this big myth. Oh, you have to smoke your weed with tobacco because otherwise it won't burn properly. But that's just a myth so that people can sell shit weed.
Yeah, that's silly.
You guys are way behind the times over there.
No, I like blunts.
If you have good bud, then you're fine. But
I every time I've smoked a blunt, I've really enjoyed it, like a well-rolled one, especially because the kick of the tobacco gives you this little head rush. You don't smoke, and obviously the weed does the rest. So that's nice.
So I do like blunts, and I like the little tobacco mix in that sense. But smoking them in a spliff, like how English people do, and how like I used to do back in the day, bro, you get so addicted to it. And it's like smoking a cigarette. Even if you already smoke cigarettes, you end up getting so addicted.
I didn't even think about that part.
Yeah, because it's got nicotine.
Fully addicted to the nicotine. You're like,
yeah, of course.
Eventually, you're like, I think I'm done with the weed guy. I'm gonna go to the gas station and buy cigarettes.
Like, it's not even that, because your brain doesn't even associate it with a cigarette, because the whole time you're smoking joints to get it. So it says you need to smoke a joint. So it says you need to go to the weed guy because it thinks that's where you're getting the thing from.
That'd be a smart business decision to put some nicotine in your weed.
I suppose so.
If you're
we're certainly not doing that at dvg.com.
Yeah, I do actually think about that sometimes, where like you'll get a vape from somebody, like especially over here in Europe, or like even if you go Spain or the Netherlands, where it's not actually legal, and like although it's tolerated in their shops, like it's still you smoke on a vape, and sometimes it's like, okay, well, even if it is sold from a shop, they've just bought it from some random guy. Could have fucking anything in it.
Yeah, they could be. I mean, the common one is like, often they'll claim like, this is fucking strong as shit, and it's like, no, it's not. Like it is just totally false claims about how.
Bro, we get spiced cartridges over here.
Oh,
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, people walking around smoking spice out of a cartridge, thinking they've gone online and bought a weed pen.
Don't you know immediately when you're like, oh no, I'm panicking, it's spice. Like,
I think these people are all young and they've never had a weed pen before. So they're like, they're just like, I guess this is what weed pen's like.
I have never had less fun on a smokable than when I smoked legal spice that I got from a bait and tackle shop. And me and my brother and my buddy, like, we packed up like a bong, like not a bong, like a full bowl of it. You're not supposed to do that with it. And I like took a big rip, and it was one of those times where like before I had exhaled, I was like, this was a grievous mistake. Like, because like this, like weed hits you quickly when you smoke it. Obviously, anything you smoke does. But this hit you. There's no incline. There was not. You are fucked up, and everything is coming at you in like you're seeing 15 frames a second. You're unbelievably panicked, and you're like, how long is this gonna last? And like 15 minutes later, you're trying to convince yourself that like you're on the down, but you're not. No. And then as quickly as it came, like after 20 minutes, just 100% gone.
It's so scary.
Yeah, it's so. It was.
I've heard of so many bad experiences. Spice is like synthetic weed. It looks kind of like weed. They sell it in bags in gas stations. It's mostly illegal everywhere in the States now.
It should be.
Yeah, it's all illegal here now as well, but it's still a thing somehow.
How long do you stay high if you like burn it and smoke it?
This stuff, it was like 15, 20 minutes. Like that's what it like.
But
it was the like pot definitely way longer, like hours. But this stuff, like, and you could tell when you burned it, like there was nothing natural that you were inhaling. It was like you threw a bunch of plastic into a bonfire.
Yeah, like they get a leaf called Damiana leaf, and then they spray it with like some random chemical.
Yeah, they that shit was in prison. But I also smelled real weed in prison every now and then.
Place to do that.
What
it
else
doesn't come up on drug tests, so like people don't get extra, like they don't get longer time for doing it because there's no proof.
Don't prison guards smell the weed? Like it's really smelly.
I don't know what it's like in America, right? But like here, right? I know specifically they do not care about weed in prisons because if they walk past and they smell weed, they go, he's not smoking spice, sweet. They walk past your cell and they smell spice, they go, get the medic, come in, he's probably dead on the floor.
Huh.
Oh, spice is dangerous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. It's just totally. Just chemical.
I think I only smelled. I think I only smelled weed once or twice, but the guards aren't really around. Like they come around. They come around occasionally, and they're hey, it's this and do like a check.
You explained to us that what they really care about is the roll call.
Yeah,
and everything else is not that important, right?
Yeah, that's all that mattered. That you were there for count. And when that new, what was he? I don't know what made up rank they gave that prison guard. He was a captain or something. When the new captain came around, the new lieutenant fucking came around. He was all business. He's like, I'm gonna clean this little camp up. I understand some of y'all aren't working jobs, and it's like he's gonna come and he's coming to enslave us, literally. He's like gonna make each of us get a job making a nickel an hour, or else. And he's like, who doesn't have a job? And I'm like, do I lie? I want to be like, bro, I'm going to be gone in like 5 weeks. Do you really want? I'm going to do a bad sweep up. I promise you, I will not try at all. Like, do not give me a goddamn job. And so what I did, I just avoided my medical. So I never got medically cleared. So I never could work a job.
Ah, pity.
Exactly.
What did you have your eyes on? What job would you think you would have excelled?
If I absolutely had to take one, I'd have probably went with my cellmate and gone to the, I think he did something with cars, either washing cars or changing oil. It was one of the others.
Mechanic would be my choice. Like I'd be interested in what I learned, especially if there was a guy there even remotely interested in mentoring. You know?
Yeah, he said it passed the time.
How did the jobs work? I thought you had to have like a job inside the prison.
Exactly.
Like, so it's like you work on like the police cars and shit.
Yeah, anybody who works there, their family's cars, they can just bring it in and like drive it back to the mechanic shop. And that's what we're
not the police cars, because I was going to say that's a really bad idea to like let criminals know how.
Oh, it was police cars. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a bad idea, no, to let criminals know how the ins and outs of police cars.
There's nothing secret about it. It's like,
Oh, I was going the other way. Like that car is not catching anybody.
In the U.S., this is a really common thing that
where they're like, car number 14621. A lot of memories.
You can buy retired police cruisers here, and as long as you take most of the shit off of it, you're good. And not even most, some. You need to take the thing that says police off, and that's it. So you can drive around with that silly light on the side and a star. There's no law against having a big star on your door.
There should absolutely be a law against people who know they're fucking pretending to be cops.
Yeah, man.
Driving behind you.
You can buy old police motorcycles too. I don't know why they're considered terrible. Like they're inexpensive and they're often Harleys. And new they were very expensive, like $60 grand. It's
It'd be like Chips.
Are they super fast?
Okay,
you're Is that why you'd want one?
Fucking Don Cheadle over there. Get a mustache.
Oh, so you just
they're just big, heavy, super comfy, no passenger accommodations.